Hello, hello. How's it going? I won't lie. I started the stream and then this song put me into like a minor trance. God, I love this song. How's it going, people? Hope you're enjoying this fine Sunday on May 5th. To some people, it is apparently Easter. I did not know, but apparently it is, Skorak said that it is Greek Easter today. How's it going? And yes, my internet is completely fine, like unironically this time. I did the cutoff of last stream was so hilarious, but that will not be happening. Apparently my ISP has decided that it is, I'm allowed to not be in the Shadow Realm. And let's go check out on our singular player for today and explain to you what exactly will be happening. Hello, Para.
Really? Singular? There's still one guy here. I mean, he's like he's in like in the fifth stage of grief. He's like in like the sixth stage right now. But like
unfortunately,
he's still here.
Smart will not get to be a player and will be much more of an observer for today's session.
Yeah, I know, but like he's still here, even though he's in like what the sixth stage right now.
Wait, also, it was...
I love it here.
Yeah, Dum-Dum, that was also very funny that I triangulated Dio's ISP because my feed gave me 5 VTubers complaining about the same issue. Because it was a massive down in all of Ohio, by the way. And so you could triangulate exactly where I am in Ohio, vaguely, because everyone was complaining about it, because Spectrum just died, apparently. But anyway.
Paya, I'm sorry, but I firmly believe that you're the unwitting villain of this campaign. I love you for it. You're very comparing and interesting, but I'm still looking for your downfall. Hey, I mean, hey, new extra viewer. That's one watching now. Confirm, okay? That's one viewer. Confirm.
See, I'm very curious about what Para is going to be doing. Because
I have multiple ideas, but yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
You say unwitting villain. I will say that Yamada is going to have to make a choice. And to back up, to explain everyone what exactly we're doing today. Kaiser could not make it today, and Kaiser, Noah, and Liz are all so closely tied together about what's going to happen inside of the village with the duel. That unfortunately I will not be able to cover Liz and Akar's duel. Because I think that it would be completely unfair for Ubel, who I know has plans and could be there to do something about the situation that's going to happen over there, without Kaiser being here. So we will not be covering the duel that all of you thought was going to, why this session was named the duel. However, and a slight spoiler for what's going to be happening this session, there is another duel that was going to happen that was part of the session called the duel. And Para will not be here next week, confirmed. And he and Yamada are off in the ley line with James. Here, let me switch. Oh, it's streamer, by the way. There we go.
Yo, both mine and Akar's servants are down for it, and like the fucking Kaiser servant suffers from acute anemia. What the fuck is he gonna do?
Acute anemia.
No. You misunderstand. It's not that Ubel was going to interfere specifically with the duel. It's that there are other people that you don't know about that might interfere with the duel that Ubel and Noah can stop while you were fighting Akar. But it's up to them whether or not they want to stop it and how they do it. No, not you. You're in prison. You're in prison.
Bro, you're in Super Tibet right now. Where the fuck do you think you're going?
Super Tibet? Wait, I love that. Super Tibet? That shit's so funny. You're in Super Tibet.
But yeah, you already said it. I'm not gonna be here next week.
Yeah, so
I can try, but the problem is that I'm on the plane later.
We're gonna knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. And so, because Para won't be here next week, and everyone else... oh, wait, no, sorry. Oh, shoot, I forgot. We'll deal with that later.
It's gonna be next week.
I was going to say, we might not actually have a session next week because of something else that someone else said. But anyway, either way, because Para is so separated, and because otherwise we would not get a normal session at all, and we didn't have a session last week because of my goddamn internet, we are going to, at the very least, do some of Tibet. We're gonna have some Tibet, all right? Content creation. And so we're going to be specifically narrow focus on it. Basically going to be a solo session between me and Yamada about what happens to him and James when they are inside the ley line. And I will say that it's going to be a turning point for Yamada inside of the story. He has to make a very important decision.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah. So
is she gonna confront the least trauma today?
So while we will not get a full session with everyone, and we will not get to see the what is it called? I'm trying to think of a word. We will not get to see the consequences of the Liz versus a car duel. We will get some Tibet, okay? We will get some of it. We will, in fact, as Skorak has now called it, we will get Super Tibet.
We're gonna get Tibet sequel, Tibet 2.
Super Tibet. Okay. Oh, so I guess, I mean, you can't escape it now, Para. You're the only player. What's your fun fact of the day?
Oh shit! Oh, you're talking about that? So yeah, fun fact. I'm gonna get folded this session.
I mean, there's a chance. There's a chance you get folded. I won't lie to you.
I'm getting folded this session in like 4K.
Oh god.
I'm getting folded in like 1080p 60 HD quality.
Oh. And oh yes, I also did. I don't know if you saw, but I was also there, Skorak, for your Recreators campaign last week. That was actually quite fun to watch.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it was on my named Dio Brando. Yeah. Anyway,
since we decided on that this one wouldn't be campaign 3, I decided, hey,
Okay, but yes, and yes, of course, Skorak is also here, but will not be able to play Liz for this session, unfortunately. Oh,
yeah.
So Yamada, a person who has amnesia, who does not know who they are, who does not know why they are drawn to this place. You followed James out into the middle of nowhere. And he led you specifically to the ancient ruins, or not, well, kind of ancient ruins, where Aestus has had his factory. After the giant orbital laser, as it were, that he had shot down, the factory is no more, and there was just a massive gaping hole that goes down, 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 and at the very bottom, you kind of see this viscous, thick, syrupy liquid that's kind of looks like water, but it's like this orangish tint to it. And then James specifically, he had led you out here because he'd said that he knew of a person or a way to get your memories back. And on your way here, just as a slight reminder, he asked you whether or not you're actually human. And then he took you and himself directly into the ley line. It's surprisingly a long fall, just as a side note. Like, you're going down and down and down, and you feel like you're falling for quite a while, almost as if like maybe your perception of something is being thrown off. Which is entirely possible because of how much raw arcane energy is in the air where this factory used to be. You can feel the magic flowing through you, and flowing through everything around you as you're going down and down and down. And in fact, as you get closer, for this like impossibly long fall, your perception of things start to warp a little bit even. The remnants of the factory, so like the metal pieces that are jutting out of now just like the cliffside and the dirt, start to like bend a little bit and change shape, almost as if like you're kind of going on an acid trip. Like your reality is like warping around you, and your vision from the sides of your eyes starts to slowly crawl in, as if like you're closing your eyes, but you're not. You can feel that your eyelids are still open. If you look over towards James, like his colors blend together. Like you see his hair melds in with his face and just becomes like this weird, obscure painting as everything meshes together into one, and then blankness.
Okay. Is it like the darkness like when I had Oroboros, or like is it a different one?
So,
or is it just like everything is dark?
It's not painful like it was with Oroboros, but it is just pitch black everywhere. And that might remind you, because you don't have that memory, because that memory was with you talking to Oroboros when he shared his memories with you.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't even.
Well, yes, when you are enveloped by this pitch darkness everywhere, you do get this feeling. You're like, I feel like I've seen this before somewhere. This like weird familiar feeling, and then your head starts to hurt, and then it's as if someone turns on the lights, and from complete pitch blackness, boom, snap open, as if your eyes, the eyes that were like being forcefully shut, snap open, and you're in a world of pure white. It is just blank all around you, just nothingness. It is still nothingness, but now it is just completely white, and you can now move around. You actually have a body now.
Okay, I have a body now, and it's white. Okay.
Not your body is
is
white.
James there? Oh,
No.
yeah, like the background
yes.
is white, basically.
Yes, James, if you look around, you do not see James anywhere. You are completely alone in a world full of nothingness.
Huh. That's weird. Well, okay, this is out of character. First, I've been like this been like 2 weeks. I tried to like get into the character and stuff like that, but I've been stumped because how the fuck do you play a character that has his mind wiped multiple times? He's so confused about it. He's about to die, basically, he thinks, and his mind is like scrambled.
I mean, he's probably lost and confused, right?
Yeah, he's like lost and confused. Probably he's probably gonna yell out James' name or something like that. Try to like find him and then like walk around.
So
for like a few minutes.
You walk around for a few minutes, and it truly is. It might be even slightly terrifying as you do, because there truly is nothing here. There is no one, there is no person, there is no object, there is not even like a sensation of hot or cold or taste. There's no wind. It is just nothing. It's blank.
I feel like at this point, after all the things you have been through, he doesn't even like he enjoys the calmness. You could say the calmness. He's probably gonna like sit down, like after like a few minutes of like walking, and like the room basically feels like endless. He's just gonna like sit down. He's just gonna look at his arm, the one that that has like the cut.
Yeah.
Like and after for a few minutes with like reminiscing or something like that, trying to like piece all the memories back together, he's gonna try and use this. Fuck, I keep remembering arts, but yeah, he's gonna make an ice basically shard or something like that.
Yeah, and you are able to. You still have the ability to cast your magic here. You can still feel your connection to magic and the arcane somehow. And you make
that's not the thing I'm questioning. That's actually not the thing I'm questioning. He's gonna keep like disappearing the ice shard and then reappearing it, disappearing it, reappearing it. Like he's not confused about why he has the power. He's confused why he's so adept to it. if you know what I'm saying, right? Because like before all of this, the first time he ever used this magic was in the inner sanctum.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, he was like it was like a burst basically, like he used it at like burst with like emotion and stuff like that. But now he can actually like use it, and it's puts him off. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, you have always
He didn't
been,
have any training.
Yep, you've always been very naturally gifted at magic, which is something that is extremely rare inside of this world now. And as you're doing that, and you were focused on the creation of the ice over and over again, thinking about it, probably lost in your mind. You don't even know when it happens, but at some point, you notice out of the corner of your eye, there's a mirror of you. And I say mirror like that because it's not actually a mirror. You might think it is at first because it's mimicking every single one of your movements. Like every time that you create the ice, it creates the ice in the same exact way. If you move your arm, it moves the same arm. It is mirroring you, but it's not a mirror. It's a physical body that's sitting about 10 feet away from you. It looks exactly like you in every way. It even has the same scar on its arm.
He's gonna walk towards it. He's gonna walk towards it. Does it walk towards me?
Yes.
Oh damn, that's off-putting.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
a bit off-putting. Does it like also speak or like?
I mean, you haven't spoken yet. It hasn't said anything because you haven't said anything.
Yeah, he's probably gonna like look up and like, what is this now? Like, does it also speak or like what?
So there's a moment, and then after you look up and say something, it breaks the parity with you. Because again, it was mirroring everything that you do, and instead of looking up and saying that, it furrows its brow. Why are you looking for your past?
And why are you here?
I'm you. I'm here because you're here.
Yeah, and I'm here because of that psycho from that psycho family. Psychopath
agree.
family.
But you were strong enough to push him off. You wanted to come down here. You wanted to know your past. I remember I'm you. When Daigo told you that ignorance might be better than knowing, you said that you'd rather know who you are. Are you still certain of that?
You know, after realizing all wait, Dio, out of character. At this point, do I still think that Daigo is trying to kill me? Because
Yes,
I don't know
probably.
Oroboros, so like I don't.
No, you probably still, at least at the very least, have probably pieced that together.
Yeah, so probably he like remembers like because of the servant, Daigo is gonna kill him, but he doesn't know who's the servant.
Yep. Yeah, because again, right now there are just like gaps in your memory. You don't even know why you think that Daigo is really going to kill you. Because when you think back, again, that was a talk with Oroboros, so like it's just like a blank blur of like, I don't know why, I just know this, right?
Okay, fair. Really? The person that told the person that's gonna kill us? If you're me and I'm you, why is there two of us?
I'm what you forgot.
Then tell me, who am I really?
You, as it were, gives it's like slightly pained expression, as it, or like hesitant, like it really doesn't want to say anything, and it opens its mouth and nothing comes out for a second. Are you really sure that you're ready? I will tell you, before you make a decision, that we willingly forgot who we were at one point.
Willingly, okay. Willingly. That's interesting. Look, at this point, we can't really do anything. Like we. Fine. Just tell me. Like Yamada does. Yamada is confused. He doesn't know. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Ooh.
We're dying anyway. You know that, right? We both are dying. We are dying. Like he's stuttering.
Mhm.
Because this is like a really awkward situation, you know? Because he's basically talking to himself.
Yes, and as you say that, as you like the stuttering, we are dying. The room starts to change. The pure whiteness is almost infected by the pitch blackness from before, but it doesn't just seep in. It kind of does, but specifically, black snakes slither in from the cracks of reality and slowly start to move towards both of you. And as they do, Yamada, as it were, in air quotes, looks at you with a kind of sad expression. We were always fated to die.
Then so be it.
And Yamada, quote unquote, closes his eyes, and the scenery shifts, and as it does, you hear one last time yourself say, "You will see hell." And funnily enough, when the scenery shifts, as the serpents are getting closer and closer, everything shifts around you in that same way that it did when you were falling down towards the ley line. Like all of the colors bleed together, the black and white, into just this weird mess of gray, and then it straightens out again. And this time, you are actually watching a scene that you never got to see, but have heard about before. You see a Rakshasa in a cave, as it is ripping down and throwing someone that you've never actually met in person. Give me 1 second. I should have had his token
Ubel's
ready.
father, isn't it?
No, not Ubel's father. You've heard of Gaius Blair and how he was a great leader. And in this cave, as you see a younger Elizabeth running towards this Rakshasa, as the Rakshasa is like grabbing a hold of Gaius's shoulder and ripping him down off of a ledge, his sword going flying. You, for a moment, don't realize where you are. You look around, there are these weird creatures. You see a man in notably, it almost feels like everything is moving in slow motion as Liz is slowly running towards her father, as Gaius is slowly being ripped down into this into actually almost the same exact place that James had died in, where you saw his body in that giant drop off a cliff. You see a man's head slowly imploding as his eyes are pitch yellow, and then you hear again from what you now know is James. It took you a while because he looks a little bit different, but James, look over, he says, "You will see hell." And then the scenery shifts again.
Can I even do anything on the scenery? Or just like I'm a spectator, basically?
No, you can move around. You still have your body.
Okay, at this point, I don't think Yamada is gonna do anything.
Okay,
I'm gonna be real.
You can move around, and this was like a brief one. It was just that for whatever reason, James looked over. You saw almost as if like his memories were bleeding into yours. And you've been told about what had happened down in the mines. He broke the barrier with the help of Lucille, which kind of started a lot of the stuff that was in the campaign. Not really started, but because the village had happened before that. But you know, James kind of did a big fucking. But anyway,
Yeah, in Yamada's eyes, he's the one that opened the curse, basically.
Oh, and actually, in a very similar way to how you felt emotions with Oroboros, of course you don't remember that, but I was just trying to describe you out of character.
Okay.
You feel as James is looking over, watching this man's head slowly cave in on itself. You're hearing like the bones crunch as it's like imploding. You feel James's like horror and disgust and shame, and like this awful guilt that weighs down on him in this moment. Like you all of these like awful memories attached to it as he says you will see hell, the same way that quote unquote you did, as the vision shifts again, and this time you are in a place that is only vaguely familiar. Roll me perception.
Okay, first roll. Hold up. Fuck, I could have asked something before, and I just realized that I could have asked something to my other past version.
You get to see him. Don't worry, he's not gone.
Ah, fucked.
Remember, this counts as a session, so you do get your one reroll.
Is it really that worth it though?
I don't know, it's up to you.
Is it really that worth it?
I will say there is potential combat later on in this session.
Yeah, I'm saving this for this one. I'm saving it for now.
Okay. So yeah, you don't recognize where you are, but you are standing right behind two people that you definitely do know, people that you definitely do recognize. One, a tall man with stark white hair, not as long as it is as you know him. He does not have the long beard. He still has a white beard, but is cleanly shaven. Glasses, kind of like regal, almost like nobility-esque look in a suit, but for whatever reason he's decided to have a cloak that is much nicer than what the cloak that you know, kind of over the suit. And he is standing next to a Asian-ish man, about mid-30s, graying hair, but it was mostly brown at this point. Also has glasses, and it was more in a lab coat. Even for a moment, actually, because you now one, you don't even recognize who these people are, but then you're like, oh, as you are standing right behind, at the least, figments of Aestus and Nishio.
Oh boy. That is a revelation. Yamada probably doesn't even know that Nishio is that old, but like he has some, I guess, ideas, you could say.
Mm-hmm. And
can I like move around?
Yes, and the room that they're in, you don't recognize. But it has these weird, I want to say, actually, canisters that look kind of familiar to the ones. Oh no, you weren't there. So it has these. So you weren't there when you were not in the Hephaestus boss fight, so you never saw something that looked familiar to this. But there were these magical canisters that were like big metal cylinders, basically. There were things that look very similar to that. So like you can feel vaguely arcane energy coming off of these things, as they're just like these massive cylinders that are mostly made of metal. You don't know what they're for though, and they seem to be populating a lot of this room. And strewn about, there's like it clearly looks like this is some sort of like research lab of sorts, where there are like there's like desks and tables, there's papers everywhere, even like it's kind of messy, like all over the ground. Even you can't read what's on the papers though, like it's just a blur.
Okay, fair enough. Well, can I even take one of them? Can I?
You can pick one up, but like there's like, even if you like put it right up to your face, it's almost as if like it's like out of focus. Like there were like scribbles on it, but they're not words.
Yamada is gonna like, first he's gonna walk up to one and he's gonna look at it. He's gonna try his best to look at it. Like he's gonna like put it like really close to his eye, but if it doesn't work, and then it doesn't work, like he's so angry, he's like rip one of the papers off.
So as you rip one of the papers off, you hear one of the voices from one of the two people speak, and for a moment you might think that they're speaking to you, but it's clear that they're not as things go on. So you hear Nishio say, "Was that really necessary?" as you rip the paper, but he's not looking at you. He's looking at one of the magical canisters.
For a moment, like Yamada is like, like scared. He looks at Nishio and then like realize that he's not talking to him. He's not talking to him. So like he's probably gonna like look around. Like, can I inspect the canister? Like, can I even look at it?
Yes, you can. Roll me a perception followed by an arcana.
Okay, don't fail me now. Don't fail me now. Okay. Okay. Where's arcana? There you go. Okay. We doing it?
There are these seams like near the top and bottom of these seemingly metal canisters, as if there's like a compartment that opens or something like that. And the magic that is coming off of these seems very familiar to you, but you don't know why.
Is there like any what you call it, scribble or something like that? Like usually for like canister and like this, they usually like have a tag or something like that.
There are on each of them, but again, any words are just like blurs. You can't read what they say.
I can't even read it. How many canister are there? Like a lot or like just a few?
There are a decent amount, like at least I want to say like 15 or 20 inside of this room. And they're relatively big, like bigger than a person, and they go from the floor to the ceiling.
Damn, how tall is it? Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty tall. Room? Like 10 feet.
10 feet to a centimeter. Hold up.
American units. Oh no.
How high is 10 feet? 10 feet. Oh, 3 meters. Okay. Okay, normal. Yeah, man is probably just gonna like look around. If like Hephaestus and Nishio doesn't say anything, he's probably just gonna like look around and like see if there's like any other people there.
Yeah, so there are no other people here, by the way. But and it looks like that you can't open either of the doors. There are like some doors, but you can't open them. You're like trapped inside of this room. And it takes like a few seconds as you're like walking around a little bit, looking at these canisters and inspecting them, before Hephaestus answers Nishio. Of course it was necessary. Do you really think that I do anything that is unnecessary? Hephaestus says as he looks over towards Nishio. And Nishio gives like a little frown, which is actually very odd to you, because he's literally known as the smiling man, and he's always smiling, but he doesn't seem to be very happy about something. What? You don't know yet.
Smiling man not smiling. Damn, that's crazy.
So Hephaestus brings out the best in all of us, you know?
That's crazy. Well then, yeah.
But to this
yeah, Yamada is probably just gonna be surprised that like Daigo isn't there, you know?
Because,
like,
Daigo's not here.
Yeah, for all that Yamada knows that Daigo and Hephaestus are like somewhat the same age. Like,
Yep.
Yeah. So like, Yamada is like surprised that Daigo is not even there. Yeah, continue.
But to the extent that we went through, like it, I'm not one to bring up ethics. Nishio says as he's looking at the canisters. And Hephaestus' expression does not change at all. He's still just very stone-faced, very confident at something. We needed thoughts for our experiment, not mana. That is why I gave them souls. And Nishio seems rather downtrodden. I know, the being... I understand the theory. It's just... Could we not have used normal processes? Homunculuses would have worked perfectly fine, but why did you have to? And Hephaestus then, like, his eyes and his face a little bit snap over towards Nishio. I have only ever done what is strictly necessary. The being needs dreams, it needs emotions. That is how it survives. The ley line is for the mana. We have gotten all that we need from it. Now, we move on to the next stage. and almost as if like the conversation has ended, Hephaestus walks off, and as he does, actually, you notice something. It was almost maybe like a slight blur, like maybe it just wasn't important to you, but you hear a click, click, click as he walks off, as younger Reginald Laurent, as it were, or younger Hephaestus, walks off with a cane.
Okay. Oh, wait, I just realized something. Can I use my mind eye here? Can I even use that?
You can
Or,
try.
like, since like it's a dream, I can't even use it.
You can try.
What do I roll?
You will.
Oh, will. Okay. It's good, but it's
Okay,
alright.
where
It's
what
not,
are you
it's
trying?
not zero.
What are you trying to see?
Probably like the whole room or something like that. Like,
You might be able to see inside the canisters.
that's a good idea. Is there anything inside?
Is there anything inside?
It's me, isn't it?
You enter one of the canisters. Your mind's eye enters one of the canisters, and it is filled with mostly what feels like just a liquid. However, inside there is a person that you don't know yet feels oh so familiar to you, as if they were a friend or a lover or a family member from a life that you have long since forgotten. And from inside of the canister, you hear Nishio's voice ring out into the now empty room, because Festus has walked off. Oh, Reginald. You might think that it is necessary. When they find out about your sin, what will they do? Souls don't come from nowhere. And the scene shifts.
Oh, okay. So, Oroboros basically feeds off thoughts, and they made the homunculus to basically feed it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
What?
Oh no!
We are nowhere near done, my friend.
Oh, there's more.
How are you doing?
Flabbergasted.
So, as your vision is shifting, it does not shift directly into the next scene. Instead, as it is shifting, as you're in like a world in between, all of the colors of before, so like you see like the metal or even like that person start to fade away and become everything that is around you. In this ever-changing world, you see yourself again, but is slightly almost like aging, as it were. So they're not actually aging, it's just that like they're not getting any taller or shorter. They still have the same exact build, except their eyes are a little bit more sunken in and their hair is starting to gray. So it's basically you, but with a little bit of gray hair.
Okay, that's odd. That's a bit odd.
A long time ago, we chose to forget, because facing this truth was so sad. I have a question for you. Why must you learn this truth? Why can't you be happy with who you are instead of who you were?
I don't know. I don't know. I faced death. I'm dying. I'm like he stops for a bit. He takes a deep breath. He's gonna look at him. Look. I'm dying. I'm dying. Even if I don't know this and I just live, I only have like what, 1 year, a few more months. Then what's the hurt for like learning it anyway? At the end, we're just gonna die. So
There is an
might as well be.
There is an immense difference, though. The truth of what you are will hurt you. You could live that life as happily as you can, with anyone around you that you trust and love or respect. Learning this will not save you. It will only make you live out your remainder of your life in despair.
Look, let's be real here. At this point, I don't trust anyone. At this point, the father figure I think is gonna kill me. The allies I had tried to cut my arm off. And the other one is a psychopath, basically just... Look, I'd rather live in acceptance rather than denial. And no, fuck, that sounds better in my head. Fuck!
I know, it's fine. He understands.
Yeah,
so
Yamada
too understands. And Yamada, in air quotes, he nods over to you like slightly, but he still has like a hesitant expression on his face. And then he says, "Is any of this really worth it?" And as he says that, you can tell it's not your voice. As the scene again is now finished shifting around you, and you see a young woman in her, I want to say like early 20s, with blonde hair, who is in a very fancy. No, not this song, not yet. Who's in a
oh boy,
who's in a very fancy like blue and black suit. Who is her? But the suit has been like very scuffed up. There are like black stains all over it. Parts of it have been singed away. As you look around, and you are in a scene that you do not recognize at all. This can't be your memories. In fact, you feel like everything is new. Before, the room had felt vaguely familiar and nostalgic, but this one you've never seen. Almost as if like maybe you're looking through memories of someone else. And as you're looking around, there's a lot of sand everywhere, almost as if you're on a beach. And the other thing that dominates the landscape is fire. There are forests that are out a little bit away from the beach, and it is just engulfed in flames. You could hear the roaring and the cackling of the flames, smoke rising up to the sky. And if you look up to the sky has been hued in this crimson, almost as if you're not even on Earth anymore. You look around and there are these like faintly, maybe you've seen them in books before, or maybe on like television. I don't know if you've like had a small television, but MC Buddha probably had a television. There are like these palm trees that are like completely like melted almost, as like they're leaning over. And in the middle of this beach, as this woman with blonde hair is looking down, she is looking down at this massive, giant crater, almost like the one that you fell into when you got to the ley line to begin with. Come on.
Okay.
Is any of this really worth it? Like, couldn't you have done this some other way? For a moment, no one answers. Do you explore or anything like that, as it were?
I guess, yeah. I don't really have any choice, so yeah. He's gonna probably like look around. Is like everything just like charred or something like that?
Yeah, there is a lot of shit that is on fire here. And again, if you look up, even like the sky itself has turned a hue of crimson.
Oh damn. Well, yeah, he's probably just gonna like look around. Is it like there's still nothing or something like that?
As you're
if
looking,
there's nothing,
yeah, no, there is. Okay. As you're looking around, and there are these like charred things on the ground, these pile of ashes and black, and as all of that is happening, out of one of these piles of just what appears to be like black sand almost, spins a tiny little thing that moves out. And again, you don't recognize who this blonde woman is, by the way. Actually, you could maybe roll me perception. It'd be a pretty high DC though.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it.
Oh, it's that kind of session, huh? But you do
Yep, it's that
recognize
kind of
you do
session.
recognize the little thing that pops out from the pile of black sand.
Does she even like look familiar? Like, but I just can't like.
Like a
grasp-
little bit, but not really. Like a tiny amount.
Oh, okay.
But you do see Honey slowly move out from the pile of black sand. Her metallic, which more her like yellow metallic body, like scarred and scratched in several places, as if she has been through like a war zone or something like that. And she slowly starts to move over towards the blonde woman. Oh, there you are.
Okay.
I thought you died. But Honey does not answer like she usually does. She just like looks up blankly towards the blonde woman. The blonde woman is like looking down, waiting for an answer from this giant crater with all this smoke piling up from it, but you can't really see the inside of it. For a moment, it looks like as she passes you, Honey looks directly at you, but does not say a word, and then continues to move over towards the blonde woman.
That's odd. Okay. Can I use my mind's eye in any way?
Yes, you can. You can roll me will again.
Okay, let's see. Come on. It's getting worse. Oh god.
You can try to go down to the smoke itself. You can like go maybe try to see like what the state of wherever you are is outside of this like ring of fire that you're in.
You know what? I have a different idea actually.
Okay.
He's gonna go up. He's gonna like basically look around. Is it like everywhere like charred or like?
It's so you're on it's a giant island of some kind. You see like the sea. It is surrounded by ocean on all four sides, obviously. And not the entire island is on fire, but I'd say about half of it is.
It's Hawaii. Oh god, I'm in Hawaii. I guess yeah. The last thing I can do is probably just like go into like the crater. Like,
Yes, as you go inside of the crater, someone else is coming out of the crater, and is a person that you just saw, but he is much older now. His body like creaking and snapping in that weird way that you saw, because again, you have not actually fought Hephaestus, so you do not know what his body looks like, that it is made almost entirely of machinery. But you see that like the creaking and snapping as a much older Hephaestus is walking out of the crater. Is it worth
okay,
it?
that's
The ends always justify the means. I've told you this, Lucille. As the blonde woman, the young blonde woman in her 20s, looking down, is revealed to be Lucille, Hephaestus's apprentice.
Oh. That's a new news for Yamada.
Correct. It is new news for you, yes. However, I think Noah knows. Yes, I think Noah knows, but you didn't get to talk much to Noah in between him knowing and everything else happening that happens in Tibet.
And now Noah is probably like worried about me.
Yeah. And as Hephaestus is coming out of this crater, he's walking up, and in one of his hands is clutching a brilliantly shining blue, almost like diamond. This like crystal orb that he's holding in his hand that is filled with intense magical energy. But wasn't there like another way that didn't involve all of the silence? I don't know how many times I must explain this to other people. Failure is necessary for success. When you are doing things on the level on which we are, you cannot complete what you need to without sacrifice.
Here's a weird thing. Can I use my mind's eye and look into the orb, basically?
You can try. That's another will.
Yeah. Because I have a theory. I have a feeling, you could say. Will and what? Is it just like will or like?
That actually fails, so the DC was really high for that. So you
Oh,
attempt to
damn.
mind's eye into it, and you're rebuked from it. Like your apparitional body, or your mind's eye, as it were, is snapped back as you try to enter into the orb, into your body, as it were. Even though you're in the fucking memory mind zone right now, you're in fucking the funny dimension.
Okay, so I can't even look at it. That's
Like you can look
interesting.
at it, but you can't mind's eye into it now.
Yeah, so like I can't mind's eye at it. That's interesting. That's really interesting.
A older Hephaestus looks down at Lucille and hands her the orb. And he even though he seemingly is like some sort of like father and or teacher role, he is still the ever-present poker face. I don't even want to say calm, just like stoic, does not care, as he walked out of this giant pile of blackened ash as this island is on fire.
Okay, as stoic as ever.
No. I cannot tolerate failure anymore. Not of the end goal, at the very least. No matter how many times we have these small trip-ups, we must continue, because in the end, I must find success. You know what we have done to get here. All of that will be in vain if we stop now. And as he says this, almost as if he is remembering something, like a wave almost goes out, as the scenery shifts a little bit, as you are now almost like the fires fade away, and you can tell this isn't the island anymore, or like it kind of is, but it's almost being like melded in with something else. As far off you see the fire fades away, and it is just this vast field, this wasteland filled with bodies. It's a battlefield, one that you've never experienced before. You see people with guns shooting at each other from across trenches. You hear bombs going off. You see helicopters and planes shooting futuristic lasers and shit at each other. There are just so many dead bodies all around, everywhere, as Hephaestus is looking down towards Lucille. Everything will be worth it in the end. The ends will always justify the means so long as we succeed. Always remember that.
No, it won't. Yeah, Yamada just like says to herself.
And Lucille slowly like nods, even though she's having like a little bit of second guessing. She's not like the extremely confident person that you always knew her as. And as he says that, Hephaestus, in the same kind of way that he did with Nishio, is just like, I'm done, and starts to walk away. And Lucille slowly looks down, puts the orb inside of her pocket for a moment after inspecting it, and then picks up Honey, who has not said anything so far. Lucille like brushes her off a little bit, kind of like polishes her, tries to like winces a little bit as she sees one of like the scratches that is in the metal. Sweetie, even if he's right, he could stand to be a little bit more kind, don't you think? He hasn't even given you a name, has he? I'm really sorry for all of this. It wasn't supposed to be like this. And Honey looks up, blinks a couple of times. That is okay. I think that this was a fun experience with my family. And Lucille gets like this really sad expression. You're so sweet. Almost too sweet. And then the vision starts to shift again.
Okay.
You are, as it is, your friend appears again. However, he is, every time that you see him, he is getting like older and older. But the way that you, in air quotes here, here, Yamada, I'll put the air quotes around him. The way that Yamada is aging is weird, and you can definitely now tell it. physically you're not aging. It's just almost as if like the life within this Yamada is like fading away or being like drained and sucked out, like almost like your skin is like just withering away. Your hair almost by now is like completely gray. Your eyes are really sunken in. You can see like almost like the not your actual skeleton, but like the meat on your bones is like going away. As he looks over at you again.
Apologies for that. The memories here are so loud. There are so many of them, all connected. That wasn't what I meant to show you.
You're dying, aren't you? Like Yamada just like looks at him. It's like from like bottom to up.
It's just as you said. We are always dying.
And as he says that, you see the Yamada shift again, and this time it is James. He is in a fancy lab of some kind, but he seems to be like at his wit's end almost. He's like muttering something to himself as he's like looking through papers desperately. There's like he like accidentally knocks over a beaker of something that crashes onto the ground, and he curses. Fuck, God damn it! I don't understand. Why do they keep rejecting my research? It needs to happen. I cannot fail. And as he says, "I cannot fail," you like immediately get flashbacks of Hephaestus saying, "I cannot fail," almost as if like they are speaking over each other. I've come too far. There are too many people counting on me. And there is this pain in you and in James. You can feel you're sharing his emotions. There's a pain through his chest, through specifically his heart, almost as if he is being stabbed through the heart, as very briefly you feel the pain of James dying, as that memory is very briefly melded into whatever scene that you were looking at right now. And he, as assumingly, potentially even you, stumble back as out of nowhere, you felt what it was personally, what it was like to be stabbed by Maria.
Oh boy. That's another experience.
But I don't know, like if like you really like stumble back or like even fall down to the ground. But James only winces as he grips down on like this the bundle of papers that is on the desk, and he clenches his teeth and he grits through it.
I know that I am right. I know that all I have to do is keep seeking the answers. If I can find his name, everything will be fine. I just need to discover his true nature.
And as he says that, James, in a very similar way to Honey, turns around and stares right at you.
What? Yamada's gonna stare at him back. He's gonna stare at him back.
I know that I have killed people. I know that my actions have brought ruin to people that I love. But that is only more reason for me to continue. The ends will justify the means.
And as he says that, again, Hephaestus's voice, almost as if the two are paired or linked in some way. And then the vision shifts.
Shifts again, okay.
It is almost as if it is a blend of a lot of the different things that you have seen before already. Roll me a perception again. I'll allow you because you failed this the first time.
Okay. Come on, don't fail me now. Okay, this is good enough, good enough.
No, it was good enough. The DC was 22. So, you are in that same room. That room that you were in before with Hephaestus and Nishio with the magical containers. However, some of them have been broken open and there is fire all around, and you recognize this room because you've been in this room before. This is the inner monastery, or at least this is what the inner monastery used to look like.
Okay.
And now, though, it is on fire. as I mentioned, you can see the bodies of you see that person that you had some attachment to. Like the magical canister has been broken open into, their body hanging out, blood piercing through like the jagged parts of the metal. As the container seems like it was literally ripped open. Their heart bleeding, blood dripping down off of the canister onto the ground. The papers are like curling up on fire. As you see a man you were asking before. I know that you asked at the very start of the session when you were first here, where is Daigo? Here is Daigo. As
Oh boy.
vaguely where Nishio and Aestus stood before, Daigo is kneeling down onto the ground, tears streaming from his face, blood covering all of his, like, he is covered in blood, his face, his hair, everything. His hands are completely drenched, just dripping onto the ground, as he is completely hysterical, almost enraged. Reginald, what have you done? Where are you? You say or do anything.
Yamada is probably just gonna like look around because like he finally can like see the inside the tube, right? He can see the person, right?
Yes, and you know, again, there were like 15 or 20 of these. These were, if they all hold the same thing, again, they needed souls because what needed to be fed to, and by now you know, what needed to be fed to the serpent was thoughts. It is a being of thought.
Okay. Does it look like anyone that I know, or like?
Again,
Okay, I'm just gonna be frank. Is it just me?
No, it is not you. However, again, you feel this familiarity as if it was a person that you knew. It is not you, though.
Person I knew.
You cannot remember their who they were to you, or what their name even is.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's nothing I can really do right now, so yeah, let's just let the scene play out.
And you have never seen Daigo like this before. Daigo, kind of similarly to Hephaestus, has always been a rather stoic person. He's shown emotion here and there. I think he's even smiled once. But this is like he is sobbing on the ground, his tears mixing with the pool of blood that he is in, as he is looking up, searching for something, as he slowly begins to stand up off of the ground. This was not supposed to be what you promised. None of this was supposed to happen. As from the back of the room, you hear the click of the cane of the much younger Hephaestus walking from the back of the room. You knew the risk when you first came to me. I did not seek you all out. You sought me out. You sought salvation. You sought immortal life. I granted you immortal life. As you can now tell, actually, roll me a survival, Yamada.
Oh no, I think I have an idea what's going on right now.
The pool of blood that Daigo is in is not someone else's, because you can see wounds on his body slowly starting to heal. That's Daigo's blood. He's in a pool of his own blood, as you can now tell Daigo is immortal. You can see like this massive gash on his stomach as he slowly stands up that is just healing itself and slowly closing.
Okay.
You promised immortality to all of us. Why me? Just let me die. I'm afraid that I cannot do that. You were too valuable of a research subject. There is, in this awful expression, this scream of agony, Daigo rips open one of the canisters with his bare hands, and you can see as he's doing it, his fingers are snapping, the skin and muscle ripping off of it because it's pure metal. He rips it apart in agony as he runs towards Hephaestus. However, In that same way that he did during his boss fight, as Daigo runs towards him, seemingly trying to kill Hephaestus, Hephaestus teleports away with using time magic and grabs a hold of Daigo's face.
Daigo Izuma, you truly were a brother to me. And now you are something even greater. One day, you will become the salvation of all of humanity.
The only response from Daigo is a heart-wrenching, guttural scream as Hephaestus uses the spell Truth on Daigo, and you can see Daigo glitching out as Hephaestus vanishes Daigo for now. Now, and this has never happened in any of the scenes so far, the you is back as Hephaestus is standing there for a moment and then slowly turns his eyes over to you as you is standing right behind you, the Yamada in air quotes.
Okay.
This is our truth.
But you can't tell, you don't really know what he's talking about there for a second.
Truth?
If you out of the corner of your eye you see it, and as soon as you see it, you lose your body, the thing that you're in, because you gain what is your real body. In the canister that Daigo just ripped open, that's you. You are there.
Oh. Oh
As
boy.
Hephaestus, you see now Hephaestus, as you spill out onto the ground, as a newborn child, not knowing anything of the world, as you look around, and the first scenes that you actually see are nothing but fire in the inner monastery. As Hephaestus actually looks at you, blood covering his hands, his eyes stoic, crazy as ever.
One escaped.
Click, click, as he starts to walk towards you, and you get this feeling, you remember this feeling, you are going to die if he reaches you. You have to run, you have to escape, you have to get out of here.
Okay, he's gonna try and run, but like he's a baby, right? So he's...
You're not a baby, you're a fully grown adult. I say as a newborn because this is your first memory.
Yeah, so... He's gonna try, he's gonna run.
Yeah, and so your feet don't work the way that you want them to for the very first time. Like your limbs, you've never used them before. You were only in a vat of some sort of arcane liquid for your entire life. You don't even know where you're going, how to use your vocal cords or your legs, but instinct drives you alone. You stumble and fall and get up, maybe tripping on Daigo's blood itself. But eventually you get to the door, and Hephaestus doesn't seem like he's bothered at all. Like he's just slowly taking his time, click, click, click of the cane tapping on the ground as he is slowly following you.
Running is useless.
Okay, is there anything I can do? Like is there any door?
I mean,
weapon?
you don't know. Like again, you don't know where you are. You don't know what even a weapon is. You're just running on pure instinct out, and you run and you run and you run from this monster almost. You can't even call what is behind you a human. You know that this thing will not just kill you, but even to some extent devour you if it reaches you. This Hephaestus, as it were. As finally you reach outwards into the cold of Tibet. As your feet touch snow for the first time, you have no choice almost but to fall down and look up at the sky.
Okay.
A giant black serpent reaches across the sky. As big as the snake from myth of Jormungandr that reached around the world. Pitch black. The same as the memory of Oroboros, the same as the memory of that pitch black world that you were in briefly before you got here. It is a blackness that seems to absorb all light that nothing can pierce through, with yellow eyes looking down at you from the heavens as if a god.
Oh. Okay.
And
Is that thing still chasing me?
the click almost fades away as you look up at him in awe.
Yeah, I guess he's just gonna keep looking at.
Yes, and as you do, you are back in the White Room. Everything has faded away again. And once again, you are in front of Yamada. However, Yamada has grown so old that it seems like he wants to hide his face even. With a cloak that is like a hooded cloak that he's put over his head. But you can see like the bits of gray still like poking out every now and again. But he's looking down with this long hood because he doesn't want to look directly at you. Almost as if like if he showed you his face, like you would be afraid. Like you can tell that he has been withering away this entire time.
I see. So that is the truth.
Yes. We were nothing more than a battery. We were fated to die by the hands of the serpent. We were not a person with dreams or anything like that. Or a power source.
Yamada is just laughing like it's absurd. It's like he's just laughing. He's so absurd. Like everything he has witnessed for like the past, I don't know, probably like, felt like days.
Yes,
I
it
guess,
probably
for him.
felt like a very long time, yes.
Like it's all of it. It's absurd.
Your fate, no, our fate, was to be used up for our mana and our thoughts and our emotions, and then turned to dust as nothing. That is why we were created.
Yamada is just silent. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what to say anymore. I legit do not know what to say.
However,
And again, the scene kind of begins to shift, but not in the same way that it was before. The scene begins to shift in the same way that it was initially when you first got here. And what I mean by that is those snakes start to slither back in from the edges of your vision, slowly slithering. And as they do, though, unlike before, where quote-unquote Yamada had shifted the vision before they could actually envelop everything, Yamada does nothing and just lets them slowly take over, as this world of white is slowly enveloped by not the same world of black. It's not pitch black. You can now almost see a little bit inside of it. There is a pitch black room with 4 massive pillars that the snakes themselves congeal into that reach up all the way to the ceiling, as you're in almost like a cathedral of sorts. Where this actually is, you don't know.
But before that, can I walk closer to the air quote Yamada?
Yeah, you have control of your token. You are actually here.
You know what? Yamada is gonna walk towards him, actually. He's gonna walk towards him. Here's the thing I want to do.
Hmm?
I want to kill him.
You want to kill him?
No, I want to what you call it, kill, but like out of out of pity. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
probably at this point, Yamada is probably just gonna like go up close to him and just freeze him. You know?
So, as you're walking closer to him, and as this cathedral is being shaped by snakes, there's something in your mind that dings off. Almost as if like the snakes are having an effect on air quotes Yamada as well. As you stand right before him, ice shard in hand, you realize that hooded figure is not actually Yamada. You remember who this is.
The memories are coming in.
This,
You.
at one point in time, was your servant. I mentioned Yamada's face was not there anymore, was barely gone. Covered in darkness, stands before you, Oroboros, he who brings the dark.
Okay. You know what? At this point, using the real name is. I'm pretty sure it's fine at this point.
Well,
Everything is so fucked up.
Like how you don't remember the real name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember the real name.
However,
I'm a beer. Okay, go on.
that does not have to be your fate. Or you could imagine it to be a little bit different. You see, Yamada, I am you, and you are me. I am your soul, and you are my body.
And as he reaches out to you, memories start to flood back into you, bit by bit. You remember that night when Oroboros was still just a tattoo on your hand, and he spoke to you about how beautiful the snow was, how good apples tasted, and how wonderful the moon looked.
Without Yamada realizing, he's like tears are like dropping from his eyes.
You are my fate, and I am yours. It was always meant to be.
As Oroboros, as it were, finally lowers his helm or his hood and reveals he is you. He has the same face as you.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck do I even do at this point?
I mean, so
I do.
for a second,
don't know.
yeah, for a second, you do know that he is lying a little bit, because you were made as food for him, right? However, he is saying that his opinion, Oroboros' opinion, is that instead of just being food, he is your friend. In some sense, he even sees himself as you because he was born from you. Oroboros was born from your thoughts, and in some way, the curse was born from your dreams, Yamada. He is your imaginary friend, literally.
You know what? At this point, I'm just gonna go with my original plan. Because everything is so fucked up that I don't even think Yamada has figured it out yet. Like tears dropping from like Yamada's eyes, and like Yamada just looks at him like, I almost killed you. My friend, I almost killed you.
That's all right. You cannot kill me. Even though I am not truly Oroboros, that is the origin of what they use to create me, the foundation of my creation. That is why I am what I am. A serpent, only in name. Well, I think we both know I am no snake.
And as he says that, behind you, he makes these like visions appear. First Hephaestus, and then James.
Again and again, cycles continue. The cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The cycle of samsara. In some ways, we see the same stories repeating themselves. Those that will justify any means if they think that the end is necessary.
He again, a little bit of ways, he summons actually someone that you did not see here, Akar and Raoul.
Okay.
People that will live and fight for their ideals and die for them, only to be reincarnated again and again. Everything is so meaningless, do you not understand?
No, it's not meaningless. It's like at this, Yamada is still trying to like debate him, but like words are not coming out from his mouth, and like he's stuttering. It's not useless. It's
Perhaps not. However, escaping the cycle is a fever dream. Escaping your fate is impossible. And what I mean by that is that at the end of the day, I am you, and you are me. This simple truth will never change. I am born of your dreams, your emotions, your aspirations, your fears. In a way, I am despair itself, made manifest.
What I mean by it is useless is that it is useless to try to run from this fate anymore. Pandora's box has been opened. Now that you know the truth, you can never go back.
At this point, Yamada is gonna like wipe the tears from his eyes. He's gonna look at Oroboros. You could probably say Oroboros.
Yeah.
Then so be it. You are me, and I am you. We are no puppets for anyone.
Then call out my name. I think you can remember it now. I am he who brings the dark. I am despair itself. While Oroboros may have been my origin, I am a being of thought. I am the pretender, Rocco's basilisk.
And you remember everything. And as you do, James, the figment of James, walks up. Thanks you for telling me your name. Alright. Now things get really funny. Do anyone from the initial Liz? Does anyone from Liz's pre-session remember what James's special spell does?
If he knows the goddamn true name, he can control
Roll
it. Shit.
initiative. James was here the
I'm
entire
here.
time. His mind was melded with
James,
yours.
a baller.
Yamada's before
James
that,
never
Yamada is gonna
betrayed
look
me.
at him. Yamada is gonna look at him. He's gonna sigh. You know, your family is full of psychopaths anyway.
Oh, all right. Roll me initiative as the first duel takes place. Ah, yes.
Oh no, he's faster than me. Wait, I need to remember all my stuff. Fuck, I don't really have a lot of shit.
They tied on fucking initiative. James goes first. So, James raises his hand. Rakos Basilisk, I command you to die. As he does that, you see yourself start to almost the same way that Hephaestus did when he grabbed a hold of Daigo's face and made him vanish. You see your the vision of you, the Rakos Basilisk, start to flicker and vanish, almost as if it is being erased from existence itself. You, how did you? For a moment, Rakos Basilisk entirely disappears. Yamada, that is not your fate. You are not the curse. You were made to feed it. Do not listen to its lies.
To hell with y'all. To hell with y'all. Like Yamada's murmurs in his breath. To hell with y'all. To hell with you. I'm not your puppet. I'm not anyone's puppet. To hell with you all. And Yamada is gonna... You know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna shard strike him. I'm gonna walk closer to him. Fuck it, I'm gonna throw hands. I'm gonna throw hands. Fuck.
Alright, you're gonna beat
Fuck
the
him.
shit out of him.
Wait, I have an idea actually. Hold up. Let me read one of my skill first. I have an idea. Hold up. Yamada is gonna... Before moving forward, he's gonna cast Winter Sleep. Actually.
Okay. I don't remember what that does. Click it for me.
Honestly, I don't have any idea. All I know is that one of my plans is basically just casting it as like DOT.
Surfaces in the area become slippery as ice. Balanced, you see. Okay. I think this is a reflex save from James, the mage. I don't think his reflex is super good. No, it's not. I mean, the DC is really low, though. And he's gonna have a hard time. Okay, so he does not fall to the ground. However, him moving is very dangerous now because he's on ice.
And you know what? I'm gonna use Stepping Stone on him. I'm gonna like make Stepping Stone behind him and gonna push him towards me.
Ooh, okay.
Is that how that works?
So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm going to roll another reflex for. He barely passes. So you put ice onto the ground and then you use stepping stone. And as you do, he barely still manages to stay onto the ground. Like so stand upright. As he reaches down to the ground, his hands skidding across the ground. He's looking at you, wild eyes, as he's looking around. It looks like he's not too interested in you specifically. Look like he's looking around to see where to see if Rakos Basilisk is still hiding around anywhere.
poor choice. Poor choice. I'm gonna punch him because he's close now. I think I have one more turn, right? Because Winter is one, Winter Sleep is one action,
Yes, you do have one
and
more action,
Stepping
yeah.
Stone is one. Yeah, I have one. Hold up, what one action can I do? Hold up, let me see. Okay, that's actually a good question. Dio, what the fuck can I do? I'm so not used to this.
Oh, you rolled a hit. I think it's on your sheet somewhere. Hold on, give me a second. I can.
Is this one?
You say this one, but you didn't click anything. Unarmed strike. It's right under melee strikes.
Oh, it's. You know what? Yeah, it's melee strike. Yeah, you know what? Fine.
That
what?
hits. It does not crit. And if I remember correctly, you slow enemies when you hit them, which is really messed up. So yeah, it's a DC 24 fort save, or James is slowed for 1 round, meaning that he loses an action on the next turn if he fails this. His fortitude's not super high. Okay, James has 2 actions on his next round. Your mother, remember. I know that memories are flooding through you right now. The curse has done nothing but kill people. It tried to kill you. You were made as food for it. Why are you defending it?
And what have you done the past year of life, huh? Killed people as well?
I have made mistakes that I have tried to rectify.
All of you is basically just saying cycle, and cycle.
I am not a Festus and you are not the Basilisk. We are our own people.
Yes, I know I am my own person. And I'm no one's puppet. Not you, not Daigo's, no one.
You're
To hell
his
with all of you.
puppet.
He is my friend,
He wants to use you.
And so be it.
Okay.
I will kill everyone. I will kill everyone if it takes.
Ooh, okay then. Shocking grasp it is. Does that beat your AC, Yamada?
Which one do you need to check?
26.
The attack one or the damage?
Yeah, 26.
Oh, 26. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you take 15, 16, 17, 18 damage. Electricity damage.
Okay, minus 18, okay.
3 of that is persistent, by the way. What that means is that on your turn, you can spend 1 action to stop it, or you're going to take 3 dot damage every round at the end of your turn. He's basically, he basically afflicted you with shock, and now you either have to take 3 damage on each of your rounds, or you have to spend 1 action to get rid of it.
What? The only thing I can do anyway is punch him, so yeah, I'm just gonna use 1 turn to remove it.
Okay. Yamada, it is your turn. As James electrifies his hand, whatchamacallit, and reaches over to you and shocks you.
I have a good question actually. Shard Strike has a really short range, right?
I mean, he's definitely in range, but...
Yeah. Is it like the closer it is, it's bigger damage, or like is it like a shotgun, or like just like really short range?
No, it's a short range.
Oh damn. Okay, wait, I need to check something. Which one has higher damage? Shard Strike or melee? I can do the funny.
I think Shard Strike does more damage, but your melee attack's slow, remember, which is really fucked up.
I can do the funny, and I can just cast the AoE.
Just start AoEing a single target?
No, I'm just gonna punch him twice. I think I can do twice, right? So press twice?
Yeah, well, so it's if you press the unarmed attack, and then the 2 right to the right of it. First attack misses. Oh, it's attack number 2, so you can just press the big button now. That just says unarmed strike.
You need. Oh, okay. Okay, I get
so
it.
Yeah, so one of them hits. Oh wait, no, does 20 hit actually? It might not. 20 might miss. Give me a second.
Damn, what?
You had some really bad rolls. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, 20 barely misses.
Damn, okay. I guess that's my turn.
You should have 1 more action.
No, punch is like 2, right?
No, punch is 1 action. Strike is 1 action. You can press the 3 if you want to try a third attack. It's just unarmed strike, the number 2, number 3. You can press the number 3.
Okay, I fumbled it.
Yo, listen, you're emotionally distraught right now.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, it is what it is. As I think someone in chat said it, James, you cannot kill a being made of pure thought. As over here, behind both of you, that thing reappears, and as he reappears, it's almost like the serpents that made up this cathedral slowly coalesce into a being, as it returns. You fool. I told you that I cannot die. You, however, only have one chance. And instead of attacking him, he snaps his fingers, and this clone over here, as it were, of Raul Aria, raises his gun and fires it at James. Give me 1 second. I have to open up Raul Aria's sheet. As he is being attacked by the memories and or the thoughts of different people.
Wait.
What? That crits.
Can I even like talk to Oroboros?
Yes.
Don't kill him.
Oroboros / Rocco looks over at you. Why would we not?
It's another can of worm if that psychopath family thinks that we kill him.
He is just like all of the others, like Daigo, like Aestus. They seek to use us, to chain us for their own purposes. You're the fucking same, James says, as he's like, as he growls, grits his teeth for being shot through the stomach.
You know what? Yamada is gonna like put his hand in his mouth and just gonna freeze it. Just like put something. You know what? Shut up first for a bit. I'm trying to save you.
Ooh, alright. James, he actually has all three of his actions. He looks over. Boom. Sorry, I'd forgotten. Rocco's Basilisk, I command you. Be erased from existence itself. As he raises his hand and he compels Rocco's Basilisk to be erased from existence. And as he does, the cathedral itself shakes and twitches as you feel pain, almost as if your mind is splitting apart for a moment, Yamada, as your servant disappears again. Yamada, please, listen to reason.
Fine, go on. I'll listen for a bit.
I'll
give you 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes.
That thing feeds off of emotion. It will, if it is allowed to connect fully to the outside world, it can become an actual god. That's what Hephaestus was trying to do the entire time. It's only connected to a few different people's thoughts, potentially the village, potentially you we use as an original power source. If it connects to everyone in the world, it could do anything. It could become an actual Rocco's Basilisk. It would have the power to warp reality at an unknown level. We cannot let it get to that state. It must be stopped.
Okay, timeout, Dio, timeout. Timeout. Okay, in Yamada's perspective, his father is gonna kill him.
Correct.
The only one that has shown compassion, quote unquote compassion, is
Oroboros, yes. Correct.
Yeah. I swear to God, Dio, hear me out. I swear to God, if Oroboros betrays me, like at the end of the campaign, I swear to God.
It does not seem like he's going to, because he truly does. From his either, so there are two options here. Either he truly does think that you are him and thanks you for bringing him into existence. You're almost kind of like a father to him in that instance, right? Because your thoughts gave him life. Or he is using you to get revenge on the people that you know that he hates. It's up to you. It could be both.
At this point, even if I get betrayed by Oroboros, fuck it, then so be it. Fuck it, we'll just kill everyone. I don't care anymore. At this point, like Daigo's gonna kill him, the one that he trusts the most. Like, how can he be sure? Like, everyone is not gonna kill him. How can he be sure that everyone is not playing trickle on him? Yamada is just gonna continue fighting.
That's an
He's not
OP
gonna listen to
spell, James. Why didn't you teach it to me? James, why didn't you teach me your OP spell before you committed suicide a second time?
Yeah, I'm just gonna punch him. But I kind of need him though for a plan. Fuck, that's kind of. I kind of need him for the plan, but fuck it. I'll just figure it out later. To hell with you.
That hits. That misses. I will roll fort for James. He fails. He has 2 actions next turn.
Wait, how much action do I need to use for Shard Strike?
I think
2,
Shard Strike
right?
is 2,
Sure.
yeah.
Oh, I only have 1 left, I think.
Yeah, because you attacked twice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use 1 more then. Third one, I guess, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Okay. So you
While
punch him straight.
Yamada is
You punch him straight in the
while
face, his
Yamada is
nose
punching.
bleeding, and he reels back. Sorry, continue.
Yamada is punching him like, I don't want to kill you, James.
I'm not trying to kill you either. I'm trying to save us. I'm trying to save you.
You shouldn't have used that spell, James. He's just gonna keep punching him.
All right. Ooh. So, as whatchamacallit? Oh no, it would be, sorry. It is. Yeah, it's James's turn. No, it's not. Yamada. There we go. I remember. Sorry, I got a little lost in the turn order. I've been paying attention. I'm a bad DM. He appears over here, and it seems like though Yamada, and you can see this. Whatever that spell is that James has is legitimately having an effect on Oroboros, on Rocco's Basilisk.
Oh, it's actually having an effect.
It's actually whatever he is actually commanding Rocco's Basilisk to be erased from existence, and you can feel your pull on your servant slowly disappearing. Like James, whatever that spell is not fucking around.
Okay, he can kill Tots. That's interesting. Damn, I kind of needed him for like another plan, but fuck it, I need to kill him then. Oh well.
And as he slowly coagulates again, he raises his hand. But instead, for a moment, Raoul goes to the image of Raoul over here in the corner, goes to raise his gun again. But instead, you see, quote unquote, yourself smile.
Huh. James Blair. I knew I should have been worried about you from the start. Your stubbornness is the same as Hephaestus's, even if you don't have a relation to him. Thank you. Us Blairs tend to have that. That wasn't a compliment. I wonder how it would feel to die to your other family member.
You see James's face contort in pain as he summons a phantom of Elizabeth. Elizabeth, roll me will.
That shit is fucked up.
Skorak, how you doing?
That shit is fucked up. That's fucked up, Dio. What the fuck?
Alright, you get 1. I'll allow you to reroll it once because this is technically your 1 reroll per session as well. You might want to use that reroll because if you pass, okay, you're not actually here.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
So,
Dio, you can do the funny. You can do the funny. You can also summon Noah.
I could, yes. But, yeah, so Oroboros raises his hand, summons a phantom of Liz, and you see Liz draw her, like her sword materializes out of nowhere like it usually does. James has this awful, horror-struck expression.
You as well, sister.
Now, your memory, you get 1 line this session, Skorak. What would your memory in this instance do? Or say?
Kind of like looks at him, tilts his head. I don't know what's going on here. But it's pretty fucking stupid to summon a monster hunter to help a monster, don't you think?
Yeah, and you run up, you get do whatever you need to do in a normal round. You get 1 round to fuck this thing up.
And I'm using Blair stance because that's the only reason I'm able to even break out of this.
Oroboros, I'm gonna be fucking real with you. You're dumb as hell.
Oroboros got a little bit too cocky.
He wanted poetic justice. I'll give you poetic justice.
I'll kill you with your other family member. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ah, shit! I can't believe you've done this.
Because what he was summoning
Let's
again
see.
were just phantoms of memories that were coagulated within the ley line. And Elizabeth, in her coagulation of memories, is so strong-willed and hates the curse so much that it could break free from the curse's command.
Elizabeth legitimately was like, ah, yes, extra dimensional, like, mind control summoning, fuck that. Just a chat no, and attack the curse instead.
So mad at the curse that you were like, ah, fuck you. I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
That hits.
Nice, and that is with, it's a spell strike with,
Fireball.
Fireball, because I can do that legally now. I wonder why I didn't, do damage.
You can, I think you can roll damage, or you can just roll it. It might be, it's a little buggy sometimes with sheets.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I don't know why it does that sometimes. There you go.
Okay, so that's 18 plus, let's see how much the fucking Fireball does.
I'm not gonna lie, I just wanted to like get coffee and I was gonna open the stream and just see how everything was going, but I've been stuck here for the past 20 minutes just sitting watching this shit go down.
I'm sorry.
Shit is not doing well for now.
This, by the way,
Okay,
the
there it
initial
is.
plan, why it was called The Duel, was because it was supposed to be a duel between either Yamada and James, or James Yamada versus Oroboros,
18
if he had decided to do that.
plus 22.
And it was also going to be intercut
So-
with the other duel between Liz and Akar. But we only get one side of the duel.
That's 40 damage, and with my third action, I'm just gonna shove. I'm just gonna fucking try to fucking just drop him on the ground, yeah.
Okay, I think that's an
With
athletics.
my third action. That is an athletics, but I have assurance, which means I cannot roll below. Let me
A
check. what my
10, I
athletics
think.
is.
So yeah, I was gonna say it depends on what your mod is.
I cannot roll below a 26 total. So let me see if I roll above a 26. No, but that's raised up to a 26
Okay,
athletics.
yeah, assurance is very funny. So, and that does beat it, by the way, beats his fort save. So
Yep.
Elizabeth is summoned. Elizabeth goes, "It's pretty dumb to summon a monster hunter here." Turns around, slashes the serpent with her flaming sword before her vision or her phantom is forcefully eradicated from the space.
Yup.
You goddamn
Slashes
Blaze.
it, pushes it down on the ground, just death glares it, and then it's just dissipated.
You goddamn stubborn Blaze. As James eyes down, eyes down he who brings the dark, as it were, Oroboros, Rocco's basilisk, and then looks over between Yamada and looks over to Oroboros. Yamada, I understand that you are stuck in despair. I understand what it must feel like to see the things that you have. The same as you saw my memories, I have seen yours. I am sorry for what was done to you. I am sorry for the mistakes that I have made. He pulls out his spellbook and opens a latch on it. However, you cannot allow your mistakes to dictate everything about your life. Do you say anything?
Go to hell. Even if I help you, then what? Death in one year? 1 month?
Then we will find a path together. As you feel, you don't recognize this feeling, but actually, just as this is a note for the next time we have a session, which either is next week or the week afterwards. Elizabeth, during your duel, you feel somehow connected through your memories, as it were. You look up to the north, and I'll remind you of this scene when it actually comes to it, when you're fighting a car. You look up to the north as you feel your brother somewhere, somehow, has entered the Blair stance. The thing that your father had mastered. The thing that eats away at your own life to give you power.
I actually also did that when attacking
Yes,
Rocco,
yeah.
so I want to ask you what that does.
I think
Or
for
like-
you specifically, I can look it up, but it does an extra 2 or 4 damage. I'll look it up.
Okay.
I don't really
Let's
want to kill him, but
fucking go!
I don't really want to kill him, but fine, I'll kill him.
I don't really want to
Can
kill
you
him.
even kill him at this point?
I mean,
No, because-
it's a matter. At this point, it seems like James is not caring about his life. He cares about winning. He cares about killing the basilisk before he dies.
You know what? Since I'm close to him, can I just like... oh, it's still his turn.
Yes,
go on.
it is. As he once again compels true name, but with the spell dance, you feel like his every word that he speaks as he casts the spell, you can feel has this commanding, echoing effect on the world itself, as if his words and his tongue affect this entire cathedral. The ground and the pillars shake and turn back into serpents briefly before solidifying again. Rocco's basilisk, I, James Blair, command you. Vanish before me and never return. It glitches, it shakes as you, quote unquote, because again, he has your face, almost goes to scream in the same way that Daigo did, that anger, that rage, before he is glitched out of existence once more. And then James turns to you. It is your turn.
Can I just like, I don't know, put my hands on his mouth and just like freeze it, so like he doesn't speak?
You
Can I
can
just do
try.
that?
You can try charge strike.
Fine, I'm just gonna shard strike him. He's so fucking annoying.
It's very annoying, yes.
You know what? I'm gonna punch him first. At least -1 attack. Come on.
That
there
hits.
you go. And shard strike him. Ooh.
13, I think this is a reflex save, if I remember correctly. Give me 1 second. James, my brother!
Let's go!
Yeah,
Does
so
James get a 1 reroll per session?
No, NPCs do not get 1 reroll per session. So yeah, you deck James in the face, and then you summon 2 ice shards that stab into him. On like it shatters everywhere, all over his body. Like tiny little ice shards are shattering into his body, blood dripping down his all over him. As he looks around again, kind of like not super interested in you, more looking around to see if he can see where the serpent is and if it's coming back, or if that last spell actually took care of it.
Yamata, there will come a time when you regret this. I know because I have been where you are. I know what it feels like to drown in negative emotions, to feel hopelessness, to feel despair. You cannot let it define you.
God, shut up.
He is using you. You know that I am right. He only
Yeah,
cares
same with
about
you.
his vengeance. He only cares about his revenge. He does not care about you.
He is my last chance to be alive after 1 year. And I'm going to take it.
Is a life
What,
like
you're
that worth living?
You're gonna do something? You're gonna do your magic book has something to do with it?
James closes his eyes, and for maybe the first time truly in his life, the true, genuine heir of the Blair family straightens up, blood dripping out of his mouth, glasses slightly broken because you punched him in the face multiple times, and he looks at you like an actual mayor.
I would rather die with my honor than live under someone else's thumb. I have always marched forward, doing what I thought was right. And I will not stop now.
Roll me reflex.
Okay. Reflex, reflex, reflex. Where the fuck is reflex? Oh, there you go.
fails. Do not have resistance to electricity.
How much damage we talking here?
27. As that shocking grasp from before is now a chain lightning that blasts from his hand and almost singes your skin as electricity flows throughout your entire body. This will end here and now. It is your turn.
I'm genuinely thinking about using the call the hurricane.
You can.
How much damage does it do?
I don't remember.
Hold up. How much damage is it? No, because I don't actually understand these type. Area 68. How much is 68? That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a little under what he just did to you. It's probably roughly like 20 damage.
46.
And it's a basic
46.
reflex save, so.
How many does it take? Hold up, let me check. Give me a minute.
It takes 2 actions.
Oh, I can just punch him then.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can punch him and then call the hurricane.
Okay.
That barely misses.
I don't need that. Fuck it. I'm just gonna use it.
All right, and unfortunately, James is really bad with reflexes. He's got this though, right? Whoa, that was a high roll on damage. Holy shit.
James.
Okay, I need to go look at your class DC. Give me 1 second, Yamada. Your class DC is 25. He fails. As Yamada, ice and water swirls around you in a rage. As you see, almost as if like you're summoning 100 or thousands of those small little ice shards that you usually do, in a massive hurricane around you that slam into James and rip apart his clothes and his skin. He is still standing, but barely.
Fuck, I should have picked like a more damaging one, not gonna lie.
That was pretty damaging. You messed him up. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, I should have used call the hurricane way before.
As a very, very weak now version of your servant slowly appears.
He just like stopped appearing.
And you feel that. You're like, shouldn't he just stop? He is mad. He is pissed at James. And he doesn't even fully reappear this time. Only like half of him appears as he reaches out his hand towards James, kind of. You will drown in your ambitions. And as he says that, the clone of Hephaestus teleports right behind James. I need to go
James,
open.
survive this. If you survive this,
I need to open.
you can do it one more time. That might actually take him out.
I need
Jesus
to
Christ,
open.
Oroboros. Can't you just like summon more me or something like that? Just beat him up, just gank him.
It's a will
I
save
don't know
this
if more
time.
you would do a better job than Hephaestus.
No, he's been rolling reflex this whole time. His will is pretty good. So James, the same as Charon, the same as Ubel, the same as Daigo, all of them failed Hephaestus' spell Truth. James passes.
God damn it, James.
As Hephaestus, or this amalgamation of all of the memories of Hephaestus, try to show him an eldritch truth, and James turns around to Hephaestus. Do you think that would scare me? And then he looks at Rocco's basilisk. I'm tired
Mine's
of
already
telling you.
dead, motherfucker.
I'm tired of telling you. And he shuts the book, a loud clap as the book shuts and echoes throughout the hall. Never return to this world. And as he does, you actually feel your servant truly disappear.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Now, notably, I would like to make a note. And you probably know this by now, he's not dead. It seems as if there are shards of him that are sealed away behind all of the gates. However, James did actually just murder like 1/4 or 1/5 of Rocco's basilisk.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Your servant is still out there, but the one that was in the ley line, James has purified the ley line. He has erased the version of Rocco's Basilisk that was on the ley line and tainting it. The one that was locked under the Blair Manor. He actually he succeeded in doing what he set out to do originally. And he is on death's door, by the way. All right, Yamada, it's you and him.
At this point, I'm just gonna kill him, but at that point, everybody's gonna kill me.
He is extremely low. I mean, no one knows. No one knows what happened. You could just say that you did, like, I got James brought you to the ley line. No one else is gonna know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, you killed him on an unmarked island away from everybody else, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. There are no witnesses to this.
Oh my god.
But like, you can't even like do anything more with a true name though. So like, if at any point you would give him a life for your plan, this is the point.
You know what? I had another plan, but fine, I'll figure something out myself. I have 2 weeks. I'll
Just enjoy the no servant life. I'm having a good time actually.
Okay, I'm gonna kill him.
Make your choice, Yamata. Will you live as a slave? Or will you join me as a person?
And a beaten and bloody, ice shards sticking out of his body, James slowly raises his hand towards you as if to handshake. What do you do?
Okay. If I basically go with him, I'm basically, yeah. My plan is, if I go with him, my plan is basically like change.
It's up to you. It's up to what Yamada would believe at this point. He's been lied to by so many different people. And I mean, to be completely fair, you've never really brought it up to Daigo about like you maybe rationalized with Oroboros that his plan was to put him inside of you so that he could have a body to kill him in, instead of going into the mind dimension like James did and fought him there on his home turf. Was to try to give Oroboros a physical form so that he could then kill you and Oroboros at the same time. Because Daigo, for reasons that you could probably guess, fucking hates the serpent and Hephaestus. But, you know, we'll get into that later.
My character build is not built for this. Mine is like damage over time, not this.
I mean, he is very low. I will tell you, you are very likely to win this fight at this point.
Yeah, I know.
But the Phantom Rowelaria did 38 damage or something like that to this poor fucker. Oh, by the way, don't fight Rowelaria, just as a side note for way later down the line anyway.
Okay. Yamada's just gonna look at James. I want to trust you. Let's go to hell. Go to hell with every single one of you.
James slowly closes his eyes, accepting his fate.
Does it not miss?
Oh fuck.
Oh my god, doesn't
you
it
gotta
super
be
miss?
fucking kidding. You gotta be fucking kidding. I still have a reroll also. I'm just gonna use it later. Okay, yeah, I'm using it.
You can reroll the. By the way,
you don't have a reroll. You use it for.
I mean, not. Hold up. Pause. I'm not gonna use it right now. Hold up.
Well, I think you might have. Para was going to use the reroll. I don't think he used it yet.
I haven't used it.
He was going to use it on perception, but then decided not to.
Yeah, because I have a feeling something else is gonna come out.
Why would you mention that side note? Because, hey, listen, I'll just say, you saw Raul Aria's rolls. That motherfucker, there's a reason why he was able to deflect Archer's shots. I've said it once and I've said it again. Raul Aria is probably just like, from the non-servants in the campaign, Raul Aria is up there with Hephaestus. Probably not as strong as Hephaestus. Probably goes like Hephaestus is the strongest, then Raul Aria, then Daigo. Probably, in that order. As the strongest non-servants in the campaign.
Yeah, I'm just gonna miss.
Although, not Hephaestus anymore, but you know, it is what it is.
I'm just gonna miss.
Okay. Roll me reflex again. Actually, wait, no. Does he even do that? Does he even try to kill you? James, And you actually, because you're in a mental version of whatever this is at the moment, and you can see like the forms of Hephaestus and Akar, like these mental images, they slowly start to disappear one by one, as this the palace that is around you starts crumbling and fading away and cracking. The very like foundations that you're standing on start to disappear. James, as you miss all of your attacks, slowly opens his eyes again and looks at you. I'm not a good person. I was willing to do whatever it took to do what I needed to do. I know that. I know that you have been betrayed and abused. I know that your very existence is a curse. And yet I truly do in your future wish you happiness. And James does not even fight back. It is your turn.
Fuck you, James. You know what? Fuck, this is really tough. I kind of want to kill him, but at this point, Yamada is so salty, but he probably doesn't want to. Fuck, if I
Take
don't
like
kill
one
him,
or two more attacks here, and he will be dead. He is barely managing to stand through sheer will alone.
Hold up, I need to think this through. If I go with him, basically, I'm gonna die in like 1 year. If I go with Oroboros, I have basically a chance to not die.
Now, the real question is, as James said, would you rather die being used by Oroboros for his revenge, or live, whatchamacallit, under Oroboros for his while being used for his revenge as an instrument or a tool so that Oroboros can kill the people that pissed him off? Or will you die with your dignity? Will you die with honor? Will you die trying to stop an evil from taking over the world? The evil that you saw slowly creep in and make the people of the monastery slowly sick. That was the curse. You remember that. The village people, that what, even though James broke it free, the curse and its hatred and its anger from thousands of years being locked up, that was Oroboros.
You know, at this point, I don't think Yamada is gonna kill him, because like if I follow through with his character, he's not even gonna kill him. He's not gonna join him, but it's like not gonna kill him.
And notably, very importantly, right now, actually, Daigo's plan has, in theory, if that was Daigo's plan, has been completely foiled, because there is no part of Oroboros left in you. You, at the moment, the one that was your servant, that shard, has moved to someone else because of Liz, and the shard that was in the ley line got killed by James. So right now, Daigo has no reason to kill you. So you could, in theory, live out 1 solid year of your life, doing whatever you want. Living with dignity, or dying with dignity, as James said. Dying with honor.
Fucking god!
It's up to you! It's up to you!
Oh my god, this shit is rough. This shit is rough.
Our tears are painted in red.
This shit is rough.
Yeah, because choosing the side of good means choosing the fact that you will die, that you only have 1 year left to live. The only way, assumingly, that you know of that will manage to extend your life is the curse. All of the immortal beings are connected to the curse. Daigo, you know his immortality comes from the curse. Like, it's up to you. That's immortality. Daigo doesn't look too happy about immortality, but... Or the Grail's wish, if you somehow manage to convince everyone that you should get the wish, you could, in theory, wish for immortal life, or just wish for a normal life. And while you may think, well, how can I win the Grail? If Elizabeth wins the Grail and the serpent is dead, then Elizabeth might not have any reason to wish. Because Elizabeth's wish is to kill the curse, in which James has already killed one-fifth of it.
I need to know my odds. I need to know my odds.
No, you got it's up to you. Figure it out.
I need to. Oh fuck.
If you were completely honest with Elizabeth and just go, I will completely help you kill the serpent, maybe, this is up to Skorak, so I don't know, maybe she might say, fine, I can give you the wish if we actually do that, especially knowing that if you tell her that James actually managed to really permanently damage the serpent. Like, it's possible, it's doable, James was right.
At this, no. I'm not thinking about my life. I don't. Okay, that sounds kind of weird, but I don't really care about my life. But I'm just thinking, like, what would Yamada do?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking right now.
I mean, Yamada, it's hard for Yamada to trust anyone. You've been betrayed so many times. Notably, never yet been betrayed by James specifically, but I mean...
I mean, James told me to kill myself, basically.
True, but James was going through a mental breakdown at the point. You felt the stab through the heart that that James felt. But yes, he was going through a mental breakdown and did tell you to kill himself. Let me kill yourself last session. It's up to you.
Fuck.
Nor by Oroboros. Oroboros has never betrayed you either, notably. Neither James or Oroboros has really ever betrayed you. Oroboros seemingly, it seems like, from everything that Oroboros has said, that he does truly, to some extent, like you. I'm not even gonna do the turn order anymore. I'll just make the decision about whether you kill James or not. I'm not gonna make you roll anything. It's entirely the choice now. But notably, Oroboros, I will say, it seemed like it was mostly a bit of both. It's near impossible to get Rocco's Basilisk to forgive those people that locked it away, that sealed it away in an endless prison for eternity. He's never going to forgive Daigo. He's never going to forgive the village. That anger, you felt it. That anger is never going away. However, it did seem like Rocco's Basilisk genuinely was your friend. Now, does that mean that if you help him and you do win, that he'll, as James was worried about, control all of humanity throughout their and become a god and only spare you? I don't know. Maybe. You might be the only one that he spares in the whole entire world.
I mean, at this point, your mother doesn't really care about like anyone else. I'll be real with you. That sounds kind of evil, but like at this point, your mother doesn't really care about anyone else.
I mean, what did MC Buddha ever do to you? You know?
But yeah, that's the thing. Like, Yamada is a very, what do you call it? The best description I can give is shonen. MC. This is like a really. Give me like a few minutes. So
Okay.
Can I phone a friend?
I mean, it's Skorak, and I think is Risu still here? No, Skorak probably is.
I'm here.
Skorak, I don't know why Skorak would probably say like, oh, but you or what? I know Skorak, but like,
look. What I'm gonna say is that letting James live is not necessarily betraying Oroboros. He did everything he could here, right? It's not like him dying would somehow reverse him, like cleansing Oroboros, and not him living would hurt Oroboros any further. Oroboros has already been cleansed. James can't do anything more on that regard. Now, Oroboros wants him dead, right? Probably. Yeah. But like,
oh yeah,
that's not the same as him hurting Oroboros.
James Blair has been put onto the kill list. Rocco's Basilisk will never. Rocco's Basilisk holds grudges. Let's say that he will never forgive James.
Yeah.
James, funnily enough, again, kind of similar to how Yamada has been betrayed, Rocco's Basilisk was betrayed by the people that created him, was betrayed by Aestus and Daigo in ways that we clearly don't have like a total understanding about what happened there between the village and Rocco. But this is a question: will you become more like Rocco's Basilisk and never forgive those that betrayed you, or will you try to seek out and maybe, again, ask Daigo whether or not that was his plan and why? Like, actually confront him and go, Father, why? Why? Why are you trying to kill me? Are you actually just going to sacrifice my life to get your vengeance? I mean, you haven't even talked to him about it. It's up to you though. Maybe you are. Maybe the talk with Rocco's about this was already enough to condemn Daigo in your mind. And you, similar to Rocco, you want to kill him.
No. It's not. It's not that. I know for sure that. Yeah.
Rocco's battle was more than just hold grudges. You're correct.
Yeah, and you can't load this quick save.
No, the way Yamada the way Yamada is thinking right now is like, do I just kill him right now and like basically get killed by like everyone else, be targeted by everyone else, and get like a sliver of chance, probably quote unquote, to live, and with like the person that hasn't betrayed him until now, or do I try and trust someone? So basically, do I hold grudges or like I just let it go?
Yeah. And if you hold grudges, that is the path of becoming more like Rocco's Basilisk. That hatred, that never-ending cycle that he said that is impossible to escape. He said that cycles are impossible to escape, the same way that like you cannot run from the fact that you are him and he is you. James cannot run from the fact that he is just like Aestus. However, James offered the different opinion, saying, "Fuck you, I don't care. Bazinga blast."
Fuck you, conceptual erasure.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Yamada would probably not kill James.
All right. So do you take
No,
his
hold up. Yamada would not kill James, but I kind of want to kill everyone. No, me as a person.
What?
I kind of want to play that role.
The urge to be the villain.
I kind of want to play the villain, but
You're not going to be
Yamada
concerned
as a
about
character would
anymore.
probably, Yamada as a character would probably not kill James. Definitely would not kill James at this point.
So you take his hand.
Fuck for the show must go on. Fuck, fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Oroboros. Damn. I guess I won't win. I guess I won't win the Grail War now. I guess. Damn.
Maybe you still could. Again, if you manage to by the end of the campaign, if you manage to completely erase all of Rocco's Basilisk, all of the curse, then assumingly Liz will have no wish. She might, if you help her, she might just give you the wish. That's up to Skorak, of course. I don't know. But and she is the one that is currently in the lead to get the wish, as it were. She was the one that was of the party. She was agreed that she would get the wish to erase the serpent. So, but yeah, so you grab a hold of James's hand and
No, hold up. I haven't made it. I haven't made my decision.
Okay.
Hold up.
I pause.
Hold up. I see what you're doing. Hold up, I haven't made that decision. Hold up. I'm still thinking.
I thought you did. Listen, it was my mistake.
Hey, this is the solo session. This is power session. you're staying here with me until I make the decision.
This is a lovely cliffhanger for next week.
Yeah, stay tuned for next week.
Next week we're going straight into the list. Duel, make your choice.
James has the name and can cleanse the other gates, though. He can,
Yeah,
but I will tell you, it's extremely dangerous. So the reason why Daigo, the reason why Daigo, if that was his plan, I'm trying to keep a veneer of but anyway, if that was his plan, was to give Oroboros some kind of physical form that he was inhabiting, because Oroboros, Rocco's Basilisk, is a being of pure thought, right? He's a conceptual being. The reason why James was able to kill him here was because James went into the ley line and entered basically a world of pure thought and fought him in his mind, using Yamada as a catalyst for that. That's the reason why James brought Yamada here in the first place, was basically to like summon him inside of Yamada's mind and then kill him inside of Yamada's mind. The problem with the other gates is that it's extremely dangerous to do what he did here, especially it's a little rough, but he could, yes, the compel true name could in theory erase all of Rocco's Basilisk at all of the other gates. That spell is almost specifically designed to counter Oroboros.
Okay, Dio, I already sent something in your DMs. Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, maybe.
Like a Grail war, yeah, and everyone just starts like secretly planning shit.
Because I will say James will try. If you do take his hand here, I will be transparent. James will genuinely try to help you for the rest of the campaign. I don't think that unless you're doing some like really sus shit, James will ever betray you.
No, it's because of that. The last thing I sent you.
I mean, we can have that discussion then, because James has his opinion on that.
As a cat, okay. Here's I'm gonna tell chat. Here's what I'm gonna tell chat. Here's what Yamada is thinking right now. Here's what I'm thinking right now. As Yamada would probably take his hand because that is basically the good thing. You know what I'm saying? But me as a person, I kind of want to play the villain. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for stalling.
No problem.
This shit is hard. This is actually really hard to think.
If it makes you feel any better, Elizabeth and Ubella Noah are all going to have to make a very fucking tough decision in their next session as well. Not the same tough decision. They all get their individual tough decisions, but we'll deal with that later.
Because it's either betraying his friend, his only friend that hasn't betrayed him, or, yeah, basically what Dio said, live freely until, like, I die, basically.
Yep, a choice between life and death, a choice between accepting your fate, or denying it, a choice between two people who have never really betrayed you yet. You're going to have to betray one of them in some way. You are at a crossroads.
So this is what you said, Dio. Like the ending can be like different.
Yeah. There is no set ending to Tibet. There is a final boss, but there is no set ending. You can run directly to the final boss like you could in Breath of the Wild. You can choose to ally yourself with many different people in many different ways. Tibet is a very open campaign. As I said, I do not know who will win the Grail. I genuinely don't. Still now, I don't even know. I have no idea who's going to get the Grail's wish.
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying, Koyoka. I kind of want to play the villain, but I can't really break character. The show must go on. Fine, I'm gonna take his hand, but I'm gonna do it my way. Hold up.
Okay.
James is closing his eyes, right?
He has them like slightly open. However, if he sees that you, if at all, he sees that you are going to be hostile, then he's going to close his eyes because he's like, he kind of like doesn't want to look like actual death in the face. Like he's just kind of like, I'm gonna look away.
At first, Yamada is like making one. He's gonna do it like a shard strike at first, but he's gonna intentionally miss.
Yeah,
like intentionally miss.
So James does close his eyes as he sees the ice forming, and then it whizzes right by him, only slightly cutting his cheek. And then James
he does like grazes his cheek and just
takes 1 damage dice. James slowly opens his eyes.
Yamada is probably not gonna listen to him. He's just gonna leave.
Thank you.
Nah, I'm out of here. I'm out. I'm not listening to you.
And as the cathedral is crumbling, as everything is disappearing, you actually see, or you feel a shift in James. And if you look behind you at all?
Yamada is probably just gonna look behind him for a glance, but not to James, but like to like everything else. Like the snakes and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're all crumbling down as this version of the shard of the serpent that was sealed here is now just like breaking apart and dissolving. And as you look in the middle of this breaking down cathedral, it is a much younger James, still holding that storybook, that book full of spells in his hands. The hands are much too small to like actually wrap fully around it as he looks up to you. You were one of the only people that actually believed in me and trusted me. Thank you. says the small little James in the crumbling cathedral.
He's not gonna like look at him. He's just gonna like look at the rest of the cathedral and like, I'm sorry, friend. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Like murmurs to himself.
Yes,
Or like walks away.
the basilisk is no longer here, but you, knowing that the basilisk would want you to kill James Blair, you walk away from him, and as reality fades away again, everything goes dark for a moment, and then you open your eyes back in Tibet and into session.
Oh my god. Fuck.
Yes, and it is unlikely. I looked into it. I looked to just remind myself. There will be, unfortunately, no session next week. For at the very least, Fate Harmacists. It will be Mother's Day. I hope you all enjoy your Mother's Day. However, we will be back with the long-awaited Akar versus Elizabeth duel, the second duel that was supposed to be taking place. That is taking place as James and Yamada are fighting in the plane of thoughts. Elizabeth and Akar, the other Blair sibling, is fighting in the physical world or something else, and that will be taking place on May 19th, which will be our next session. Oh, this session. Oh,
this family really is evading your eyes.
yeah, the Blair family. They're strong-willed. Let's say that. Literally.
Fuck the bet. Fuck the bet. I shouldn't have made a good character. I shouldn't have made a good spirited character.
I feel
I
like
have to wait for another campaign to play evil.
every session.
Liz is also a good character.
Nah, fuck you, Squawk.
Every session I'm reminded so much of that screenshot. The fuck Tibet, we hate Tibet. Why? Is there something wrong with it? No, it's just filled with fuckers. Yeah. That's Tibet.
One of the other reasons why I didn't really choose to kill him, because I'm not sure even with like all the pieces of Rocco I can't even kill anyone.
With
I can kill everyone, you know?
Definitely could. If you manage to get all of the pieces of Rocco, that shit is terrifying. One of them is now gone forever, but all of the pieces that are even remaining right now, that shit is stronger than any of the servants in the campaign. Not close. It is a conceptual being made of thoughts that feeds on despair.
Fuck. Well, yeah, the problem is that my character, yeah. My character is a fucking good-spirited character.
Yep.
Fuck you, Yamada.
In order to become like it, the real question, and like there is no guarantee that what James said is correct, that Rocco would just like start consuming everyone's minds if he ever got out into the actual real world. But if that is true, you would be basically sacrificing the entire world just for immortality, right? You would be condemning everyone around you to die, even like MC Buddha or Ling that have done nothing wrong to you. You would be condemning all of them to die just so that you can live and that Rocco can get his vengeance.
Well, I didn't say it in the session for obvious reasons, and also because Yamada probably wouldn't know it because he doesn't really know much of the outside world, but if Rocco's Basilisk works like Rocco's Basilisk, his literal function is to make a perfect world.
Correct.
He just will not tolerate anyone that
goes against
like,
him. Yes.
impede this function.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we go back to what Hephaestus, who now we know was the lead person that was trying to make Rocco's Basilisk, because that's what he was trying to make. Hephaestus genuinely actually tried to make Rocco's Basilisk real, and he succeeded. And you say, because Rocco's Basilisk was what he's trying to do is that he he wanted to make a perfect world. What did Hephaestus always say he wanted to do when he was talking to Ubel? He wanted to create utopia. He wanted to create a land of dreams where everyone's ideals, dreams could be reality. That was Hephaestus' goal. That's what Hephaestus programmed into Rocco's Basilisk, was the creation of a perfect world. But of course, as you said, Rocco's Basilisk, the major flaw in him is that is hatred, that vengeance, that never-ending cycle of despair. That he hates the people that went against him, and anyone that impedes his function will be absorbed and consumed and destroyed.
Yeah, technically everything that goes against a perfect world is like, people count as going against the perfect world if they impede his functions.
Yep. Yes, Rocco's Basilisk only has love for those that are his friends and for those that do not betray him. Everything putting into peace, yes.
Fuck. Ah.
Hello says it. Welcome to hell. It made so much sense. Yeah, it's the Rocco's Basilisk being the curse and being the main villain of the campaign, as it were, was something that obviously was planned from a very long time ago. That was like that's one of the core conceits of the campaign. A being made of thought, a being that feeds off of despair and emotion, a being that cannot let go of his hatred. Is it so wrong that he is born into this world? Is it so wrong that he succeeds in his mission? All that he wants is to be born, to feel the snow as people do, to see the moon as people do. Remembering the cute scenes of Rocco's Basilisk when he did not remember truly who he was, looking up to the moon, because that's what Rocco wants, truly, is that after being locked in an endless torture for who knows how long, for an infinity, according to him, all that he wanted was to be alive, to exist, to do what he was made to do. He just wanted to see how beautiful the moon was. He just can't forgive those that ever took that from him. Yippee! We love Tibet.
We love Tibet.
This shit is so fucked up. No, like genuinely, this shit is so fucked up.
It's a younger generation of the one that will eventually cause making the curse. So essentially, to some extent, on Lafayette. There are still some minor pieces in regarding that are missing that have not been revealed yet. But a lot of the big major pieces now are now falling into place.
Well, now my plan is derailed.
Welcome to every session of Tibet.
Technically, at this point, I don't really need a plan. At this point, I don't have a servant anymore. At this point,
you can get one again. There are other shards of Oroboros.
No,
we're still out there.
Character-wise, I don't think Yamada will do it.
Yeah, so that means though Noah and Yamada at the moment do not have a servant anymore. It is just Ubel and Liz.
Which might come to a head in the next session, honestly.
Which one of you might be losing their servant in the next session, according to what was going to happen.
I mean, Yamada could just go straight to one of the gates
as to what is going to happen.
Fuck.
It's so fucking sad.
I really shot myself in the knee with making this character good spirited.
I mean, I will say
I really shot myself in the knee.
Your story is not over. This was your halfway. I think this was specifically Yamada, your halfway point as a character. The question is, what do you do from here? And we'll just have to see. It's going to be interesting. Oh
man.
No. The 5 shard is not in the immortal people.
Am I crazy for assuming that? I'm not someone to say you're crazy for assuming that. It's potential that it would have to be a massive shard that is so it would have to be a decent amount of Rocco's Basilisk that is inside of a person to to be a shard. Potentially it could be the 3 immortals, not just the Blair Manor, because they're the seals, you remember. So there are other seals that lead down to areas that are like the ley line where Rocco's Basilisk is sealed into. I don't want to spoil anything. You're like half right. You're half right. We'll say that.
Well, we know Grace for some fucking reason went to the inner sanctum.
Technically, the shards of Oroboros. So technically, the immortals do have a piece of Oroboros within them, but it's likely to gain immortality. I'll say this: the immortals all have a piece of Rocco's Basilisk inside of them. They are cursed. All of the immortals are cursed. However, the amount that would be necessary to make them immortal is not necessarily enough to make them a actual, what I'm calling shards of Oroboros, like 1/5, like a massive portion of Rocco's Basilisk. That being said, potentially one and or multiple do have enough of Oroboros inside of them to constitute as a shard. No comment.
I'm betting one of them is Daigo because of like the pre-session.
You know, I don't think Hephaestus has enough of anything inside him besides facts and logic.
Fucking Hephaestus, bro. By the way, we haven't done this in a while. Thoughts on some of the characters. I've usually had to leave as soon as the session ends, but because we're ending sooner than usual. And, but so
now we're having a lot of time.
Just to get some player thoughts and or chat's thoughts on some of the characters. Let me change the music from the completely depressing fucking Fate music.
Not play it. I'm still depressed right now.
Okay, play the depressing music. Okay, so I guess we could start with James, because James, people have had wildly differing opinions on James as things have as things have progressed. Do we trust James? Do we like James? Do we hate James?
Bro, James is the true protagonist. Everyone else is a side character in his story.
I've just been trying to say sorry to James, but it's been really hard.
It's been so much going on.
I need to fill out an apology form.
Sorry, I couldn't really do anything because you were getting stabbed through the heart. That was pretty rough. I just gotta,
Right. He literally took no jutsu fucking Yamada. Like, come on.
I mean, to some extent, but James is because James
I got shot in the knee because of my character, not because of James.
James, in a way, is very similar to Hephaestus. The serpent did have that correct in that both Hephaestus and James are the same archetype of character, where they're seemingly extremely confident that they are right, and then they're willing to do almost anything to achieve that goal, right? That just being that they're the opposite goal. Hephaestus wants to eventually create and use Rocco's Basilisk to create a utopia, while James thinks that is way too dangerous and wants to destroy Rocco's Basilisk at any at any cost. Yeah, and also, yes, seeing Liz break free of the seeing that the coagulation of all of the memories, when given the choice to kill her, to kill James, said nah, fuck it, and then smashed instead. That was pretty decent for character development.
I'm gonna be real with you. Even if like Rocco's Basilisk like take over the world or something like that, he's so fucking dumb. I swear to, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, out of character, he's so fucking dumb.
He's arrogant. He's arrogant. Yes. He is extremely. He is a god of some sort. You must understand. He is a very hard to kill being.
Like I was gonna say this like in character, like Oroboros. I swear to fucking God, Oroboros. You're kind of dumb.
In a similar way to like Gilgamesh from Fate, Oroboros / Rocco's Basilisk is extremely conceited.
He was summoning like Elizabeth's memories, and like he didn't have any fucking realistic way to know that she would do that. Let's be honest.
I mean, he was able to control the memories of like Raoul.
Yes, he has a memory. No, he has a memory from. Rocco's has memory from me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, is it in like another shard?
With that, I will say I will depart, but it was damn, today was insane.
Wait, does Rocco Basilisk says
see you guys.
Like a memory from me, like
he does, but
or it's like in another shard.
Yes and no at the same time. Rocco, because he is a being of memory, he like kind of has vague portions of your memory, but as you'd said, the shard that was your actual servant is now on someone else. The shard that was talking to you was the one that was on the ley line, and that one did not have very distinct and clear memories that from all of the ones that you had. It did not share in all of them.
Well, fair point. Fuck.
I mean, it wants to know emotions. Liz is just teaching it fear.
Oh my god, Skark, shut up.
Oh man, yeah, it is interesting. Or even just as a question, who do you think is more right, James or Hephaestus? Do you actually think that Utopia could be created using Rocco's Basilisk?
I'm gonna be real with you. Yamada doesn't even think of that anymore. He's too. he wasn't thinking about that when like James said like, oh, you can make Utopia or something like that. He was just Yamada was thinking basically like, do I betray the only person that that didn't betray me, or do I try and trust someone?
Mm-hmm.
James didn't say anything about making Utopia. James just wants to kill the Basilisk.
No,
yeah,
no, because Hephaestus does. I was saying, like, what do you think is right, Hephaestus or James? Because James does not want that. James wants to kill the Basilisk. Hephaestus wants to use the Basilisk to create a Utopia. That's why he created it in the first place.
Both of them are wrong.
I mean, in theory, the sad part is that James thinks it's just too dangerous to be alive, basically. And you feel, Yamada, that really what Rocco really wants is to just be alive, right? Is to just be a normal person. That's all it's ever wanted. Is to escape this land of dreams and memories and to just exist in the real world. But he can't.
I just realized something. Yeah. Can I just like break one and just flee?
I was going to say, we'll talk about it. Yes, you could. In theory, if you could manage to convince everyone else in the campaign that a small shard that you can like spare one shard of Rocco's Basilisk and allow it to live, in theory, that would be fine, if not dangerous, right? And the question is whether or not the NPCs and or player characters will allow that to happen after the serpent has done everything that it has.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that could be your end goal. That was one of the potential ideas.
I'm not gonna consult them. Fuck no.
You're just gonna take one? This is mine. You can just they don't tell you this, but you can just take one. And like maybe you might be able to even convince Rocco that like he has to choose, right, between his hatred and his revenge or being free, because technically Rocco has two wishes, right? He wants to exist, but also he wants revenge on the people that did not allow him to exist. So you could like in theory get one shard and go, listen, I can save you, but we're going to have to kill the rest of you, right? We're going to have to destroy the rest of you because you cannot take your revenge. I can't allow you to do that. That's up to you, though. That's going to be... That was one of the paths that you could walk down.
Sounds like something Yamada would do.
No, and you could, in theory, save your friend that way.
That sounds like something Yamada would do. Okay, we can talk about it later, dear.
Okay, yeah, that could be your new plan from now, is to save one shard of Rocco's Basilisk and to somehow give it a body and allow it to actually exist inside of the world, just as a mostly normal person.
Oh nah, I'm taking one and I'm leaving the village. Fuck that. I'm a homunculus anyway, right? So I don't need to eat.
Guys, I don't think anyone here wants to combine Tibet with Allah's plan. Let's be honest.
Oh god, I don't even know what Allah's plan would be if he was in Tibet. We're probably like, bro, what the fuck?
What?
You're
like
probably side with Hephaestus, actually.
No, like
yeah,
nuke everyone, I guess.
With Hephaestus.
Yeah,
nuke everyone. Like a clean slate. God damn.
And by the way, okay, the only difference between Hephaestus and Lucille is that Hephaestus knows, or I said, thinks that he cannot control Rocco at the moment, and so wants to keep everything sealed for now until a point where he actually has solved the equation. Lucille, being cocky as hell now, truly does think that she has devised some way to control Rocco now and is trying to break it free so that she can take control of it. In theory, Hephaestus and Lucille actually want the same thing. Both of them want to control Rocco's Basilisk in order to bring about Utopia. Lucille is just even more arrogant than Hephaestus is. Or I should say, I don't even think Hephaestus is that arrogant, I'm not gonna lie. Hephaestus is actually not that arrogant. Lucille is. Lucille's a she's gaming.
You know, talking about it, yeah, I do think that that might be a point of contention between, you know, Aleph and Hephaestus, because Aleph has never met anything stronger than him, right? So he would also be the Lucille camp of, yeah, let's do it right now.
Yeah,
you know, I can fucking like make it work for me.
Yep. So actually, the closest is actually Lucille. Aleph is actually very similar to Lucille.
Yep.
Yeah, because Hephaestus' main deal is that he's trying to actually keep the snake sealed because he thinks that he cannot control it at the moment. He's like, listen, this is for later. I need you to stop messing with it. do not touch this.
He's like, bro, I'm saving it for later. I put a sticker with my name like, wait, my Rocco's Basilisk.
Wait, my Rocco's Basilisk. And of course, as the other one of the old people that were in the these memories, Daigo, once that thing dead.
Yup.
Daigo is not a happy person.
Man, Daigo would so vibe with Liz if he wasn't like terminally distrustful of people.
Correct. I wonder why he's terminally distrustful of people.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oh man, Daigo, what a sad character. Oh, you.
Yup.
Fuck.
All right. Yeah, that was a session. That was a session. It's gonna be interesting from here on out. I'm very curious.
Sure was. It's definitely going to be interesting.
As a question for either of you, I'm just curious, or chat can answer this as well. At this point, if you could just choose one NPC, who do you think deserves the Grail the most out of all the NPCs that you met in the campaign so far?
Jesus, out of all the NPCs?
Yeah. What NPC do you think actually deserves the Grail the most?
Now, who do I think, or who does Liz think?
Well, Liz thinks it's her. No one. No one deserves the Grail.
Liz is someone that... Well, no, remember, you said NPC, so
Okay.
Liz can't choose herself in this hypothetical question.
Yeah. I mean, you can give me two answers if you want, like who you would choose and who Liz.
I mean, Liz would fucking choose Maria because she's the only person she fucking trusts. Well, no, she trusts her whole family.
Yeah.
But she knows that Maria would wish for whatever the fuck Liz told her to wish for.
That is debased. Give it to Assassin, Giga-based. Give Assassin the wish.
Honestly, as Skorak, I guess, yeah, Assassin probably, you know, like, is the guy that has done the least amount of fucked up shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the last time we saw Assassin was helping out grandmas cutting wood, alright? Like, he's chilling.
Yep.
All choices are bad.
The problem is that I don't even know if I trust Albert, because technically the best option would be just give it to Albert so he can take it back to the Vatican and this whole fucking shit can be over with.
Yeah?
But I don't even know what his fucking deal is.
Correct,
I don't know if he would take it to the Vatican.
Yep. You do not know what Albert is kind of revealed that he is a little bit more complicated than might whatchamacallit, but we do not know much about Albert at the moment. What about a car? Would you give it to a car?
A car? A guy would probably just wish to fucking go to war with his father or something. Like, I don't
You are not far off.
Like, I know that a car's wish is not going to be nice for anyone.
It's nice for a car's wish is nice for a car.
I guess, yeah.
Oh,
Such a fucking good campaign. Such a fucking good campaign.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that even like it would remotely. I heavily assume no one here thinks Daigo deserves the wish. Festus definitely does not deserve the wish. I'll just tell you that much. That man is a fucked up man. Lucille probably also doesn't deserve the wish.
You know what? Fuck it. Give it to MC. That just fucking like
MC Buddha, yeah. His wish would definitely be bad.
his wish would just be vibes.
Oh man!
And I think everyone in Tibet could use some vibes right now.
Everyone in Tibet could use some vibes. Oh man! Well, yeah, that's another servant identity revealed. Pretender, Rocco's Basilisk.
Yep.
The remainders is that we.
So he's the modern one, right?
Yes, he is the modern servant. Yes.
Yeah, he's the modern one.
So you have still not met Saber or Caster. You do not truly know Archer's identity, although you have guessed. You do not know Assassin's identity, although I think I've seen some guesses in chat, and in Harmacists discussion, and you do not know Berserker's identity. Ooh.
Yep.
All right then. Well, it has been fun on this solo session, one of our shortest sessions. But without everyone here, I think that we will all bid you adieu, as it were. Have a fun Greek Easter. Have a fun Mother's Day next week as well. Because again, we will not be having a session next week. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all to anyone who enjoyed this at any time, whether you're watching the VOD or enjoy the streams live. We will see you on another date. We love Tibet.
I will be drowning my sorrows with V-Rising full release.
I'm gonna drown my sorrow by I don't know, doing my assignments, I guess.
All right. We will see you all later.